It can happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. Like, he's been knocked out cold.
Might be a little bit, maybe a little better, but Floyd was the better fighter out of all of them. Manny Pacquiao was good too, with the fast hands, stuff like that, but he was easy to hit. And
unseen video of Manny Pacquiao being knocked down during a sparring session has allegedly been leaked by Floyd Mayweather's camp. Concerns regarding Pacquiao's health and capacity to compete at the highest level are raised by the video, which shows him taking hard blows before the trainer intervenes to break the fight. Speaking out lately, Victor Ortiz described a sparring session he had with Manny. He had a deep impression of Pacquiao. Ortiz said that he had never witnessed someone spar with the intensity and unpredictable nature that Pacquiao brought to the ring, even as he praised Freddie Roach's training techniques. His tone implied that the experience was extremely rare, perhaps even humbling, even though he refrained from disclosing the result or who won.
Didn't you spar Manny Pacquiao around that time?
Yeah.
How was Manny Pacquiao in the ring?
Oh man, we worked so much together. Freddie Roach, I can quote him. He said that the best fights, sparring he's ever seen in his life has been me and Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yeah.
How does Victor match against Manny?
It was a great sparring session and one of the best I've ever seen.
You say you knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know what that means. I have amnesia.
The online sparring videos of Manny Pacquiao have sparked fresh discussions about the viability of his possible comeback to the ring. Manny is shown on the video having heated conversations, which raises questions about his physical health. At times, Pacquiao appeared slower or took unwarranted hits, which frightened some watchers. At 46, it's unclear if the possibility of suffering a major injury exceeds the need to establish himself once more. Others see this return attempt as a risky move that could damage rather than improve his legacy, while others respect his tenacity.
Because what's the worst case scenario? Someone gets seriously hurt. Someone has like life-altering injuries, and that could happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. Like, he's been knocked out cold. I thought when he got knocked out by Marquez, I thought he died. It was that scary.
Yeah.
Remember that one? So
I do.
Ultimately, I'm most surprised that if it hasn't been officially announced, if it lands in Nevada or California, I'll be very surprised and dare I say disappointed.
It wasn't just a great bout when Pacquiao and Mayweather finally squared off in 2015. Two legendary figures from various weight divisions met. Floyd Mayweather, who is renowned for his accuracy and defense, agreed to take on a strong, quick southpaw who had moved up multiple classes to maintain his position as a top fighter. Few boxers are able to maintain their explosiveness when switching weight classes, which is something that analysts like Max Kellerman liked about Pacquiao. Even though Mayweather prevailed on points in that fight, both fighters' skill and versatility demonstrated their once-in-a-generation ability.
Who would your top five be?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Number one?
Yeah, and then pound for pound. See, Pacquiao he started as a flyweight champ. Not just he started his career there. He was the champion at flyweight and then moved up. There are so many divisions between flyweight and junior middleweight where he also won a belt. Even the fact that he could compete with Floyd Mayweather, who's a naturally bigger guy and one of the greatest pure boxers, Pacquiao's overall body of work, you could have him second pound for pound behind Sugar Ray Robinson.
How come I'm watching highlights of him knocking people out though, as little as he is, man?
Oh, that dude, it's the calves, man. He's got those fast twitchies and those big calves jump in on you and generate a lot of power. Crazy hand speed and power from a southpaw. Really awkward, hard to beat, lightning fast. Pacquiao was all that.
PACQUIAO has stated in recent interviews that he would be open to fighting Mayweather once more, but not for titles or rankings. He thinks that fans could still be entertained by an exhibition match, without having to deal with the demanding nature of professional competition. His willingness to engage in such a fight implies a balance between legacy and means of subsistence, Pacquiao was aware that the world will watch, providing both nostalgia and money. In order to meet demand without jeopardizing their long-term health, older boxing stars are increasingly participating in demonstrations, which is in line with this interest.
Oh, why not? Why not? If he's willing to have a rematch with me, then
an exhibition.
I'm okay with that.
An exhibition. How does it go now? This time around, obviously, it's been quite a few years since you guys got in the ring.
It's okay. An exhibition with a decision.
With a decision. Not that exhibition.
Yeah.
So for how long do you
exhibition with a decision?
What many believed would be a straightforward route to a rematch, with Floyd Mayweather was upset by the draw against Mario Barrios. Pacquiao had anticipated that a strong showing would rekindle interest in a rematch with his longtime opponent. Rather, the outcome cast question on both his capacity to compete and if Mayweather would even entertain a rematch. Choice to keep fighting was harshly criticized by Carl Frampton, who called it foolish. He wondered if financial need rather than competitive spirit was the driving force behind Manny's comeback. Frampton underlined that an aged boxer may suffer a severe physical toll, particularly when competing against younger, more active opponents.
It's a joke, really. There's the thought. It's an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous, but that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box, and Manny didn't look great. I mean, yep, I don't know. The WBC, I think we have a lot of time for him, Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed allowing a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao straight in for a world title fight.
The prospect of Mayweather agreeing to a rematch of an exhibition is questioned. Floyd has little reason to jeopardize that legacy after retiring from professional boxing years ago with an undefeated record. He is more interested in promotional work and meticulously planned, low-stakes demonstration matches at this point. In his life, even in a friendly exhibition, Mayweather finds it too risky to take on a hungry Pacquiao, particularly if there is a possibility of losing full Pacquiao. Mayweather is one of the most politically complex boxing rivalries ever. Their relationship was characterized by fruitless negotiations and finger-pointing years. Prior to their fight in 2015, there were accusations from both sides. Some pointed the finger at Pacquiao's marketing staff. Mayweather continued to stall. According to others, the public's thirst to watch the two legends battle was only heightened by these complexities. In their post-fight years, where fans continue to argue over who ducked whom and whether a rematch would ever take place, that lengthy history of tension has persisted. There is a deeper history of mistrust and lost opportunities hidden behind every press, comment, and offer.
I do think that Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation. He just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team
Bradley has expressed his apprehension about Manny's recent comeback. Bradley, who has sparred with Pacquiao, admires his abilities, but fears that time has caught up with him. He cited defensive errors and slow spots during the battle with Barrios as evidence that Manny has changed as a fighter. The draw concealed Manny's weakness, even if it appeared generous. Bradley's viewpoint is based on compassion rather than judgment. Instead of being remembered as a legend who lingered too long, he wants to see Manny remembered as the icon that he is.
My eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
despite the criticism. Manny received a lot of positive feedback from one of his recent sparring partners. He highlighted Pacquiao's amazing quickness and movement while describing the encounter as a great privilege. Those that enter the ring with Manny are still impressed, even during training sessions. The story is made more difficult by this point of view. Some people think Pacquiao is still performing at an exceptionally high level, while others detect indications of decline. These personal accounts contribute to the explanation of why supporters continue to hold out hope that he will be able to perform at a high level well into his late 40s.
He's not reacting to these shots, man. He's getting offense off, but his defense is just terrible, man. It's hard for him to respond to the defensive side of things, man. And that's the reason why I retired. I started getting hit more and more every time I stepped into that ring. And I'm like, you know what? My time is up. You know, and I'm going to keep it real. Manny Pacquiao's time has been up. You know, the fact that he's a special type of athlete, he's a legend. He's able to get in there with guys like Mario Barrios, who basically somewhat carried this guy, man. He carried Manny Pacquiao. I don't care what anybody say. He carried him. Yes, all he had to do was step on the gas, especially in the middle, the back end of the fight, where he's a younger fighter. He has more energy. He could have gave more effort. Because obviously he got hit with some straight left hands and he was able to take it. But it didn't seem like he wanted to. It seemed like he was in there to do it. Now, a lot of people is complaining about the judging. The judging was spot on. Best judges in boxing. Spot on with it. You know, if I scored it, I would have scored it for Barrios. However, the draw, because there was a couple of swing rounds in there, the draw was perfect. Perfect. You know, but damn, I would love to see both these guys' contracts, man. You know, just like the Serrano and Taylor fight is similar in that fashion. Both these guys was in there just having a high level sparring session. That's all it was. I was disappointed in both their performances, to be honest with you, man. So look, y'all can miss me whatever y'all want to say, man. The Pacquiao lovers, I get it. I respect the man as well, but yo, I gotta call it like I see it. You know, and that was a slower version.
Manny Pacquiao, I saw some footage or some images online where you were sparring him, and I've got to be honest, you gave him a very clean dig, and not many people can actually say they've landed good clean punches on Manny Pacquiao. He's a super fighter, very, very quick. What was it like to share the ring, even though it was only sparring, sharing the ring with Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, it was a blessing. Like, Manny Pacquiao himself is a legend. You know what I mean? Manny's a legend in boxing. And to be honest, I don't think I wasn't shell shocked the first time we sparred. It was like I had something to prove.